Hey everyone, thanks for checking in with us again this week. As Mike mentioned last week, the fishing is really starting to heat up, and with this warm weather, it just makes it that much more enjoyable when you're out on the ice. This past weekend I was able to get out with my niece for about an hour, and we got into a few crappies, but it was just super nice to be out on the ice and enjoy the nice weather. So with that, I'm going to send it over to the guys with a few more reports. Got a lot of great stuff this week, so get out there, enjoy the warm weather, and have some fun out on the ice.
Hey guys, Jim here with Fish Addictions.
Taylor here with Fish Addictions, coming at you with a report from the Devil's Lake area. First day we went out this weekend, we really didn't have a lot of success. Marked a lot of fish, but didn't get a lot of fish to come in.
No, maybe pulled a couple walleyes off one of those deeper rock humps out in the middle of the lake there, but for the most part we were throwing darts at a map looking for fishy stuff, and we just couldn't put something together. But talking with guides out in the area, the bite has still been really good. Perch have been being chased in that 40 to 50 foot range, so they're super deep right now. But if you end up on the right fish, you're going to catch a lot of them.
Right. Walleyes a little bit shallower in the mornings and in the afternoons. Yep. Day two, a little bit different outcome here. Yep. We fished a lot of those spots that we were familiar with, yep, and we ended up getting into some nice fish and some nice flurries in the afternoon. Yeah,
we were looking for perch in that 30, 32 foot range, that basin type structure. And we drilled a lot of holes. We put a lot of work into it, but once we found them, we went from 0 to hero.
Right. I did end up catching a pretty nice walleye and a tungsten with a waxy, which is not common, pretty unusual, but that was a really cool fish. Fished for walleyes a little bit later in the afternoon. They were snapping a little bit, pretty aggressive. As far as ice conditions on the lake, it's really thick. You're going to need to bring an extension with. Yep. A lot of times the auger was bottoming out right where that extension meets the flighting, so definitely would bring an extension with.
Yeah, and as far as snow goes and travel, you're going to want, if you're going to be out there in a truck, you're going to want to bring a tow rope and a shovel. Maybe have a buddy out there with you. But the best way to get around is still going to be track machines, snowmobiles, rangers, things of that nature.
Exactly. So if you're looking to come out to Devil's Lake and fish for those perch, focus in on some of those basin areas. Perch are in the 20 to 30, even past that.
Yep.
I mean, it's, drill a lot of holes, like you said. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but if you put it in, you can be successful.
Yeah, that is the one thing that people don't tell you about perch bite out there, is that it does take a lot of work to get into them. So don't be afraid. It's well worth it.
And with that, we'll send it over to the other staff with reports from around the area.
Hey guys, Ryan Whelan, Minocqua area ice fishing report. From last week's update, definitely better travel conditions. That's the biggest thing that I have to report on this week. We've had some nice days. This past weekend it was, 40 plus both days and sunny. That really helps knock that snowpack down. We have some 50-degree days coming there calling for, so travel conditions are much better. We ATV'd out actually a couple days, took the shacks this week. We didn't have any issues. That's not to say that all lakes don't have, slush issues or deep snow. So if you're going out with a wheeled vehicle, definitely take a shovel. Rather be safe than sorry. But travel conditions are much better than they have been, and they should just continue to improve. As we get more warm days, it's just going to keep knocking that snow down. As far as the bite goes, I'm finding a similar thing as the last couple weeks. The bluegill bite has remained super good. The bulls are still moving up. More and more fish are showing up every time I'm out. I'm finding, the best bite's been on weed edges. If you can find little pockets on the inside of those weed edges, inside turns, things like that, where those fish have a good sight line, that's where you want to be. We've been in 6 to 12 foot of water. Standing green weeds are hard to find this time of year, but if you can find them, the fish are really stacking up there. They're also still staying in those cribs. If you have shallow cribs, shallower than 14 foot has been the best for me. If you have those marked from side imaging or whatever it is in the winter or in the summer, definitely be checking those out as well. Crappie bite. I know I said I hadn't been doing very well on crappies. It improved a lot this last weekend. We had some calm days finally, and jigging still has been tough, but with tip downs we were really nailing them. So for me, I fished both crappie minnows and rosy reds just to try both. I definitely was doing better on rosies. We were catching 4 to 1 on rosies. So just a little quick tip on that. Another thing when you're fishing tip downs, a lot of guys don't think you can use your flasher to your advantage, but you can. So what I do is I put the flasher on the hole and I'm setting them up. And the reason I do that is that I know that bait is sitting right where those fish are. You can see those suspended crappies on the flasher, and you can see your sinker above your tip down minnow going down, and the fish are going to be right there and the minnow's going to be right above them. With crappies, another quick tip, definitely set it a couple inches above them. They feed up. So if you're getting out tight lines, stay tuned for more reports as the season rolls on.
Hey guys, Josh here checking in with another fly fishing report from the Driftless region of Wisconsin. It's March 10th today, and the temperature has gotten up to mid-40s. We had some snow earlier in the week after we had our big thaw, and the streams are looking pretty good and clear. We had success today fishing just jig style nymphs tied up with hot collars on them, similar to what we've been using most of the winter. The highlight of the day though is we had some blue-winged olives hatching and some fish feeding on top. We got a couple on top. That's pretty rare for this time of the year, so that was pretty cool and special. But fishing's good, streams are clear, everything's cleared up after the big thaw. Mainly been focusing our efforts in Iowa and Grant counties, and that's what I've got for you today. We'll check you guys next time.
Hey there, Patrick coming to you with a Bemidji area fishing report. It's currently almost mid-March, and that means burbot and panfish, both of which I've been doing. Burbot fishing is starting to really pick up. Concentrations of fish are being found in anywhere from 30, 45, 30, all the way up to 20 feet. It varies every night. Drilling a lot of holes on the sharp breaks adjacent to really deep pools. Now, panfish. Panfish are also starting to get really, really good again. Right now, I'm sitting just off of a mid-lake hump, between a mid-lake hump and a point. And so it's kind of a saddle area, and I'm fishing 18 feet of water or so. It's not the lake the particular lake I'm on, it's not a real numbers lake, but there's good quality fish. So we're kind of hunkered down here and just slowly fishing it. We're getting one here and there. Travel on the area lakes here, there's plenty of good ice, but it's starting to get tricky with some slush. We're finding some slush on there. And at the beginning of March, we did have a lot of snow. So if you're coming up to fish up here, bring a snowmobile or an ATV, or check for roads that are plowed. And a lot of those roads lead to the same spots, but you can park and do a little bit of walking. But other than that, everything's going good. Temps are getting warmer, and the days are getting longer, and the fish are going to bite harder. Till then, we'll see ya.
For more information on Fish Addictions TV, check them out on all their social media.